Hi, everybody. This is Linda. Wow, have I got some information and some plants to show you that I think would surprise you and excite you that you can clean up your air in your home with house plants. How about that? Well, let's talk house plants. Today I'm going to show you what NASA's study brought about. What they were trying to do was to find ways to clean the air in the space stations. And according to NASA, it says, let me put you over there so that you can see it. According to NASA, it says, a clean air study, which was designed to find ways to clean the air in sealed space stations. Plants can be effective to absorb carbon dioxide, release oxygen into the air, and remove pollutants like benzene, formaldehyde, and oh my goodness, Jamie, do you know how to pronounce that word?
Oh, what word? Trichloroethylene.
What he said. These chemicals can cause irritation to the skin, ears, eyes, nose, and throat, as well as some cancers, according to the EPA. The study suggests that at least one plant per 100 square feet can effectively clean your air. So it looks like if you just have one of these plants in your room, even if you have a pretty good sized room, then you're good to go. It will clean your air. So what I want to do is I want to show you some of the plants that I have that are on the list, and then I'll tell you what these plants clear out of the air. And if there's time, I will show you some plants that I don't have that maybe you have, and it will let you know that you've got the right kind of plant for your home. So it's wonderful that we can clean up all this pollution in our house without having to buy some expensive air filtering system that probably doesn't do as good. Okay, let's see what the first plant that they have on their list is. The snake plant. Jamie, will you hand me the snake plant? This is one of my snake plants. I love it. I never used to like snake plants, but for some reason lately, I've really gotten to enjoy the variegation in it, and it is probably the easiest plant to grow. It's hard to kill this thing. It takes very little water. If you want to water it a lot, it'll grow faster. But if you forget to water it for a month and a half, even 2 months, it won't matter. They're different kinds of snake plants, different sizes. But this is supposed to be the plant to have in your house to clean the air in your house. The plant. And it will clean out, let's see. It says it's one of the best plants for filtering the air of formaldehyde, xylene, benzene, toluene, and what he said. I don't know. I'll tell you what, let me put you over there and you can see the word for yourself. All right. These are the things that it cleans out, right? If I can find my cursor, where's my. All right, there it is. Formaldehyde, xylene, benzene, toluene, whatever lean, and this big word right here. All right. Now it's not temperamental about where you set it in your house. The snake plant is almost impossible to kill. I told you the story about my friend threw hers out in the driveway. It was a gravel driveway, and she ran over it for days and days. And I went up there and to visit her, and I happened to notice it, and it just brought me to tears. And I don't even like snake plants, or then I didn't. And I asked her if I could have it, and she said, "Sure, get it out of here." So I took it home, and that thing just flourished once I planted it again. It's a slow grower, though, and they like to be root bound. It likes to be a bunch in one pot. And that's when they grow better, when you have a bunch of them in one pot. And as you notice in that one, there was a bunch in there. All right, let's see. What is our next plant? The peace plant. I'll show you my little teeny one. Now, this is my little one. I had 3 tiny leaves on my big plant that was sitting out all by itself, and my daughter pulled it up and said, "Here, plant this." And now you can see how big it's gotten. And it blooms too, because I was shocked because it's so small. But it has grown a lot. These plants, you can put them in low light, high light. It don't matter with them. But I'm going to warn you right now, they're very thirsty. Very thirsty. And they have a white bloom, a pretty white bloom. I'll show you a picture of it if you want to see it. Let me see. Right here. Has a pretty little white bloom. It's like a cap with the yellow stem in the center. And most people see them in offices and hospital areas, public areas. My bigger one, I had a whole bunch of them that was at my husband's funeral. And I've only got one left, and it nearly died because I was so sick I couldn't take care of my plants back then. And so it's coming back now. It's getting really much better, thank goodness. But it'll take any kind of light you want to give it. I remember a friend of ours, I don't know how hers grew, but she kept the darkest house. I could barely walk through her house, it was so dark. And she had those plants, and they were doing great in that darkness. Somebody said, yeah, a low light plant just dies slower is all. But I will warn you, they require a ton of water. You can water that thing 2 or 3 times a week, and then they'll be happy. So there's that one. And it cleans, it removes ammonia, formaldehyde, that big word, benzene. So it cleans out a lot. And then we've got Dracaena. There are a number of Dracaenas that clean the air. I've got a little one I'm going to show you. Jamie's going to get it for me, because I can't pick up the big one. Now, this is Red Edge Dracaena. I'll show you a picture of it so that you can see the red edges better. So these are one of them. It will grow into a tree. I had one decades ago that was a tree. And then I'll show you another one. All right, this is mine in the living room. You've seen it sitting next to me when I'm doing the videos in there. This is called a Dracaena warnicki, and it cleans the air also. This is called a dumb cane. I had one eons ago, back in the 90s, that was extremely big, very tall. And a lot of people have these. I'd like to get another one, but time will tell. All right, and the Dracaena Janet Craig, I know some of you out there have this one because you showed me the picture of it. So you bought a good plant to clean the air for you. It requires very little care. These Dracaenas are very easy to take care of, all of them that I have shown you. They are a palm of sorts, and as such, it requires just, some bright light and just about once a week, whenever the soil's very dry, you can water them. Now, this Janet Craig, being dark leaves like that, it will take a lower light situation just fine. So those are the Dracaenas, I think. Let me check. Okay, I made a boo boo. Anywho, now you see why I need Jamie. Anyway, I made this little video here. There's no sound on it, so you can see what I look at when, and just get such great joy out of these plants that are at my feet, under my monitor table, and there's a grow light on top. This is a new one I'll show you in a minute, but this striped one is one of my favorite. All of these under here are one of my favorites. This is that one. Look at the pink here. Isn't that beautiful? And this begonia right here with all of that hot pink and the purple, that I get so much joy out of this shelf of plants. I have others that I get joy out of, but I don't have room on this shelf to put them. On this Chinese evergreen I adore. Oh, look at all that red. But this is my display shelf that I get to sit and look at and thoroughly enjoy. And with the plant light under there, it helps bring out these colors, but it also dries them out faster. And this pinstripe was what one of my friends gave me for my birthday. That one right there. It dries them out faster, so that's something you need to keep an eye on. The more light you give them, the faster they dry out. And it keeps it warm under there too, so the more warmth you have, the faster they dry out. But I'm going to now show you this plant here. It's very unique. All right, this plant.
That's not going to go over well with this. It's too dark over there. Hold on.
Look how beautiful. And look how it's all yeah, and look at that red. And it's bubbly. What you're seeing is not white spots, they're bubbles on front and back. Look at that red and purple under there. Isn't that drop dead gorgeous? This is called a waffle plant, a purple waffle. And it is great for baskets, hanging baskets. And if you live in the right zone, you can plant it outside as a ground cover. But it was really meant as a house plant. And it supposedly is very easy to take care of. It likes to spread, so that's why it's so good for a hanging basket. I've never had one. I saw it in a video, and I thought, how pretty is that and unusual. So I said, I'll have to get me a purple waffle one day. Well, we were at the store the other day, and there it sat. And I got me one. Okay, the next one is what, Jamie?
I don't know.
Just hand me anything. Okay, this, you want to shine the light on it? This is the Chinese evergreen that I adore. I love this, love this, love this. The red in the leaves are breathtaking. and it cleans the air too. Um, I think all of the Chinese evergreens clean the air. But that one I could hold. The other ones are too big for me to hold up here at the computer. This is a Dieffenbachia, and I'm sure the all Dieffenbachias are probably air cleaners too. I love this particular variety because of all of the white in the center, and they're supposedly easy to care for. Um, I have 3 or 4, but I want to tell you that just because somebody says they're easy to take care of, they're easy to live, they're easy to care for, doesn't always mean that's the truth for you. Because I'm noticing that plants that somebody said was easy to grow didn't turn out to be so easy for me. They died. All right, the next one is the last one. This one is a plant that was given to me for my birthday by my dear friend. And this is a calathea. It's a pinstripe. It cleans the air as well. And I don't know if you can see that the white pinstripes also has some pink in it. And so, and this is one of my favorites also that's stays on the shelf down here where I can look at it all the time. I can't show you all of the plants that I have, but that is just some. Now I want to show you the ones I don't have that you just might have. The ZZ plant. Now they got 2 varieties. One is almost black and one is green. And it is said that they will live in very low light situations, that they're very easy to grow. Requires just a nominal amount of water. So it cleans the air too. I don't know which chemicals they take out because they're only listing the name in this one. English ivy. Some people like to grow this in a hanging basket in their home. And it's supposed to be an air cleaner. It's English ivy is pretty easy to take care of. It's one of those plants that do well in a hanging basket. You take care of it like you would any other plant. It's not hard to grow at all. This is the Janet Craig Dracaena as a tree. Isn't that gorgeous? And I've already shown you the shorter version. This is a larger version. Now this is the Dracaena that grows into a tree also, and this is what I want. I had it once before and it was gorgeous. Of course that was decades ago, so who knows now. And this is the Dracaena I have right now. A lot of palms also, lady palm and parlor palm. But most people don't do palms because they don't live very well in the home. And here is one, bamboo palm. They require a lot of humidity. That's why they don't live well in the home. And this is the peace lily I showed you, and the snake plant. So, as you can see, there are a lot of choices for you to enjoy your plants in your home while they are working to make your health better. Well, you know, we do have a lot of poison in our air, and it's brought to us courtesy of our carpeting, our upholstery, our paneling on our walls, our hardwood floors, etc., etc. Formaldehyde is in all of those products, and it leaches out into your air over time. And I don't know how much time it takes for it to stop leaching. And so there is always at least formaldehyde in your air. And obviously, from what these plants clean out of your air, there are some other chemicals in there too. And that's not good for your lungs. And as NASA said, some of it is even carcinogenic. I remember back some years ago, the EPA said don't let your babies crawl on the floor because of the formaldehyde and other chemicals coming off of your new carpeting. Now, they didn't say how old the carpet has to be before it is no longer secreting all of those chemicals, but it is something that we ought to think about. So I think that this was a very important plant video because of the importance of breathing clean air. And if even if you don't want a lot of plants and you're not all that fond of plants to start with, get you a snake plant, one for each room. That is your better choice because you don't have to take a lot of work on it, and it'll do a great job per room, and you don't have to worry about it. But at least you get the benefits from it. So the plants will clean your air and put a smile on your face. And there's nothing bad about a plant, except unless you get to my point where I have so many plants that it takes a lot of work. But I love it. It gives me something to do. So, I'm retired and I don't do many videos anymore. So it gives me something to do, and I so love taking care of them. So there you have it. I hope it was helpful, and I hope it will help you pick your next house plants. Now, next week, I'm thinking about doing a video showing plants that people think are artificial. And we'll find out. I might change my mind before then, but that's what I'm thinking about now. All right, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope to see you next week, if the Lord's willing. Bye-bye.